And new information about a man convicted of decapitating his 5-year-old son in Virginia Beach. Just within the past 15 minutes, the Commonwealth's attorney told us that a judge granted Joseph Hagerman more time with his family.
He can also apply for a driver's license now. You may recall Hagerman was convicted for killing his son in 2009. Last year, a judge granted him a conditional release. During the week, Hagerman lives with an adult foster family where he's under 24-hour supervision. He spends weekends with his family. Today's ruling allows him to stay an additional night with his family. Hagerman's next review is set for November.